This is the spine rehab program. Let's begin with the standing quad stretch. Having one foot firmly planted on the floor, you can support yourself with a stick like I am here, or a wall or a couch. I've taken my left foot into my left hand so that I can stretch my left quad. It's important here to make sure that my back is not arched and that I'm standing as straight as possible. You can hold this for about 30 seconds per side. Switching to my other leg now, you'll see that I grab my right foot with my right hand, still using the stick to support myself, but my back is as straight as possible, making sure that my body remains in a straight line and is stable. Hold this side for about 30 seconds as well. Next, we'll move into cat-camel exercise. So on all fours, we'll look up and arch our back down, and look down and arch our back up. So whichever way our gaze is going, our back is going the opposite way. You should feel this throughout your entire back, but make sure that you're not straining in any way, just taking the amount of room that your back offers you. It's important to breathe throughout this movement, and you can do about 8 to 10 of these, going slowly, as this is better to feel a stretch. Next, we'll move on to the sit and reach. So in a seated position, I have my left leg out in front of me with my right leg tucked up. I'm reaching toward my left leg with my left arm. And if you'd like an even bigger stretch, you can bring your right arm up and over your head so that it's also reaching for your toes. You should feel this down the back of your leg as well as through your back. In this stretch, it's very important that you only reach as far as you can go, but you should be able to get a little bit more depth as you continue to breathe and as you continue to hold the stretch. You can do this for 30 seconds on either side. As you can see, I've switched sides and I'm now reaching for my right toes with my right hand and extending my left arm over my head in that direction as well. Next, we'll move into the sitting rotation stretch. So with my right leg out in front of me, I've brought my left foot over top of my quad and it sits beside my quad. I'm then turning around so that my gaze looks over my right shoulder. I'll feel this a bit in my left hip as well as through my back. I'll hold this side for 30 seconds, and then when I'm ready, I'll switch to the other side and do the same stretch. So here I'll keep my left leg extended out in front of me, bring my right foot over to sit beside my quad, and I will turn so that my gaze extends over my left shoulder. I'm feeling this stretch in my right hip as well as through my back, holding for 30 seconds. Make sure when you come out of this stretch, you come out of it slowly and easily. Next, we'll move on to T-spine windmills. So lying on my side, I'm using my right arm and bringing it up and over my head and then back around. You can do this around 5 times per side, and we'll do the left side as well. My hand grazes across the floor, but if yours doesn't, that's okay. You should be able to get more movement in your shoulder as you continue to do this exercise. Here I'll show you what it would look like from a top view. So my hand grazes across the floor as I open up through the top of my back to bring my hand around. This is a great stretch for the shoulders as well as the upper back. Again, doing about 5 reps on this side. Next, we'll move into lumbar rotation stretch. Lying flat on our back, I'll bring my left leg up and over across my right so that I'm stretching through my low back. My right shoulder remains planted on the ground. I'm facing upward, and my left shoulder stays as close to the ground as possible. Here you'll see me do it on the other side. You can hold the stretch for about 15 to 20 seconds or a little bit more if you feel comfortable. I'm trying to keep my right shoulder on the ground as much as possible, but if it does come off the ground, that's okay. Next, we'll move into dead bugs, which is a core strengthening exercise. Lying flat on our back with our back firmly pressed into the floor, we'll extend our right leg with our left arm and our left leg with our right arm. You can do about 5 to 6 reps per side, making sure that our low back stays firmly planted into the floor and our core is engaged through the entire movement. Noticing that my hips and my knees are at a 90-degree angle when at the top of the movement. Next, we will move into bird dogs, which are also a core strengthening exercise, similar to dead bugs, but now we are in a quadruped position. So doing multiple reps on the same side, I'll bring my right arm and my left knee together and then extend them both outward, being sure to not overextend my back or arch my back in any way, keeping the spine neutral. You can do 5 to 6 reps per side. Next, we will move into planks, which we will hold for 30 seconds. There are 2 variations of planks on the screen. The traditional variation with knees off the floor, elbows under shoulders, and strong, tight core. If that's too difficult, that's okay. You can support yourself by lowering your knees onto the floor and supporting yourself throughout the movement that way. Either way, hold this for a minimum of 30 seconds. Next, we'll move into side planks. Holding this for 30 seconds. There are 2 alternatives to this movement. The traditional alternative is to have both knees up off the floor, elbow under shoulder, and strong engaged core. If this is too challenging, that is okay, and you can use your bottom knee to support yourself, as can be seen in the top right-hand clip. We'll hold this for 30 seconds and then switch onto our other side. It's very important to make sure that your core remains engaged and we're not sagging. We are in a straight line. Holding this side for 30 seconds as well. Consider repeating this routine 3 times.